Tell me, other than this, what is the dirtiest and worst carburetor job you had to do?
So my buddy in high school had a Comet, Mercury Comet, and it had been sitting in a storage facility for I think like 18 years or something like that.
Oh wow.
And they could never get it to run. And what would happen is they could start it. It would start up, and then it would just keep going up. And so when we first got it going, we bent, I think, over half of the push rods in it.
Oh,
It
shit.
revved so high.
Oh dear.
And then we replaced them and pulled the carburetor, and it was not as bad as this one, honestly, but it was pretty close.
Oh my. Was it a Edelbrock style like this, or what kind of carb was it?
No, it was a Holly.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a 2-barrel?
You know, I don't remember.
If it was, that was my first carburetor I ever rebuilt.
I don't remember.
The old Holly 2-barrels.
That was a
But
while
yeah.
ago.
You guys are just joining us. Look at that. You know that joke?
And we cleaned it, by the way.
This is cleaned. Like, you see all that stuff in the bottom of the pan? It's like sand. You know, there's that old joke, you're so old, you fart dust. That's what this this is what this carburetor is. It's farting dust at us. It's horrible. We've been cleaning and trying to reassemble some stuff. We're almost to the gasket part and reassembling part. Mrs. Broke Stacker, what are your expectations of this carburetor?
Might run, might not.
You think it'll hold fuel?
Yes.
That's a hard maybe. Okay, so, yeah, there was so much, you could see, turn the light on, there's a lot of corrosion. We clean and clean and clean. We actually soaked this in carb cleaner and gum out overnight, and there's still all this going on inside that pot metal. Hopefully it'll be okay. We cleaned and cleaned and cleaned all the surfaces we possibly can. Got all the sand. There was pretty much literal sand in this thing. I mean, look at this guy. Now can you put that one next to it? That's what it's supposed to look like, and that's what came out. Stuff like that. It's been a little bit of a chore, but hopefully we could save this really good running carburetor. Like back in the day with these pot metal carburetors, you either got a good one or a bad one. This was a good one. That's why we're trying to save it. If not, we might have to end up going with the Edelbrock 1406, or pretty much the same carburetor, but Edelbrock 1406 was burnt from the Carter AFB, which is this guy. So yeah, we'll see if we could save it. All right, starting to look a little bit more like an engine. I just set the carburetor on top there. We just tore it apart, cleaned the hell out of it, replaced everything that was in the kit available, and well, hopefully it works. I gotta plumb everything up on the like little stuff like this. This is the PVC hose. I went over here on the Holly, but it goes in the front here on the Edelbrock. So I got to go to the store, get a little bit of vacuum line. And I was able to get a grommet. I found one at a junkyard, so we're good there. And yeah, I just got some more buttoning up to do. This stud goes into the intake. Everything else is off of that plate. So I might have to go get a longer stud. But just little things like that now. And then we can see if this sucker runs. All right, story time. I got this on here. Everything's looking okay. I was getting ready to like maybe start adding fuel to this thing, see if this thing will fire up. But then I was like, oh man, this is really close up to here to this, and I better go check the air cleaner, make sure this isn't going to interfere with the linkage. So I went to go find the air cleaner. Well, the air cleaner is kind of huge. It's actually so huge, it will not fit on there. It's like, oh boy. So I was like, okay, maybe the stock air cleaner is in that box of parts it came with. And I'm like, all right, let's go check out the box of parts, see if we get the air cleaner in there. Now, I just want to remind you, the Holly is what I'm pulling off of here. It's kind of more like a racing carburetor, Street Avenger. Good carburetor at first, but that one, for whatever reason, just gives me grief. I don't want to run that on here anymore. So I'm like, let's go back to the Carter AFB. And that's what I thought my two options were. So I go in that box of parts to look for that air cleaner for the Carter here, and I find this. we got a 600 CFM 1406 Edelbrock carburetor sitting in there. It looks like it's fine. I think what I'm going to do, just for simplicity, guys, so I'm not fighting this guy and air cleaners and linkages, because it even has the right linkage set up here, looks like. I'm just going to clean this real quick, not even do a rebuild, and slap it on here. I don't even think I need the this adapter plate. I'll pull that off, because on this too, this is supposed to be more down here to have that throttle kick down for the passing gear for the transmission. Well, while it's up here, it kind of wants to fall out of that slot. So there's more problems running that, and it's probably going to get 2 miles to the gallon, than running this. So after all that work, maybe we'll come back at a later video and see if we can get that guy to work and see what the power difference is and the fuel economy. But for now, we're going to run the 1406. I want to drive this thing today. Let's make this happen. All right, you know, this carburetor, I think it's just going to work better. With that extension, that plate up here, it was making more issues than it was worth. I'm probably going to have to play around with some of this linkages. I got to put my throttle for in the car in here. But other than that, some last minute checks, but then we're gonna be ready to start this guy and see what she does. All right, guys, here is the moment of truth. Hopefully this starts up. There's zero fuel in that fuel line, and I haven't checked the timing. It's probably gonna crank for a minute, which I wanted to do, so we build up some oil pressure, lubricate the internal parts, and yeah, so here we go. Spark plug wire dancing? Is that going to be a problem?
Where?
Huh?
Yeah, why is it doing that? Oh yeah, it's hitting the fan, babe.
Is it?
Fuel's at like a quarter.
So it is getting fuel. That's good. Here we go.
That's why we stay far back.
Does it have fuel now?
Yeah, I just coughed.
I think we got a timing issue with this doing that. Let's loosen that distributor. Alright, so we're going to play with the timing now. It's not starting because of timing. Lord knows where it's at. We'll get the timing light out here in a second, but I would want to at least get it started and idling. So I'm going to loosen the hold down screw for the distributor, and we'll be able to twist it side to side, advance to retard the timing. I'm gonna go to the
That
left.
might be from fuel.
I'm gonna go to the left. Try it now. That got worse. We're gonna go to the right. Okay. All right, here we go. First fire up after resolving issues. Let's try it again. All right, everyone. So that's it for tonight. We got some more testing and tuning to do tomorrow. Great success. Good morning, everyone. Today is the first day we're going to move the Fury. It hasn't moved from that spot other than jack stands. I just took it down off of jack stands for over 5 years. So enjoy the footage here. I'm going to fire it up. I half-assed tuned it last night. It'll move on its own power, I hope. And we'll pull it out for the very first time in over 5 years. It hasn't moved this garage stall at all in 5 years.